practicing anesthesiologist from Murugan Hospital, Kilpauk. Alright, so balanced diet is nothing but eating the right amount of food in right proportion, which is essential for the body to function in day-to-day with a lot of energy. So a balanced diet is nothing but an amalgamation of a carbohydrate, protein, fat, mineral, dietary fibers, water, everything put together as a balanced diet. So the importance of balanced diet is consider your body like a machine or an engine. So you need the right amount of fuel to support it and keep it running. So balanced diet is going to be that fuel for you. So it's going to provide you with a lot of energy throughout the day. It's going to improve your immunity. It's going to improve your day-to-day activity, which will further lead to increase in productivity. And it is a balanced diet. When you consume it for a period of time, can prevent you from all the non-communicable chronic diseases such as heart diseases, type 2 diabetes mellitus, hypertension. It significantly prevents a person from developing obesity, and so it is also very important to feel youthful, and it gives a lot of happiness and energy to you. So that is balanced diet for you and its importance in a person's life. So coming to the dietary requirements, the difference in dietary requirements between a male and a female. So in general, men in general require a lot of calories. So they require about 2,400 calories in a day, whereas a female only requires 1,800 to 2,000 calories in a day. And that is because when you take an anatomy of a man is composed of a lot of muscle mass, then fat. Whereas a female is composed of a lot of fat compared to, she's more fatty in comparison to the man. So men require a lot of calories. So men generally need to take about 400 to 500 calories extra than a female. So this is because of also their testosterone hormone. So coming to the balanced diet and its nutritional supplements, I feel like a diet should be the same for men and women, except for the iron content in it. So iron is very important in synthesizing hemoglobin, which is also very important in carrying oxygen to your entire body. So in that case, iron content for a female should be higher than a male. So say a male is going to take 10 micrograms per day of iron, a female should take 15 to 20. If she is an athletic female practicing any sport for that matter, then she should take 25 micrograms per day. So that's about the calorie requirement, and the diet apart from that is pretty much the same when it comes to balanced diet between male and female. Okay, so as we already discussed, water is a vital part of the balanced diet. So we all know our body is composed of water, mostly water. So a male requires about 60 to 65% water, and a female requires about 55% of water in their body proportions. So water consumption also changes depending upon the height and weight of a person. So remember, you have to drink 1 liter of water for every 20 kg. So if a person is 60 kilos, the person definitely needs to drink 3 liters of water a day. That is the minimum requirement. So it's always better to drink more than less. So coming to the importance of water, hydration is everything. So the more water you drink, your blood purifies, your toxins are flushed out, all your joints get better lubrication. Water gives better bone strength, water gives better muscle strength, it's good for your skin, hair, your dental, hygiene. So consumption of water also plays a very vital role in digestion of the food you eat, whatever you eat. Water is more like a mandatory supplement you need for digestion. It helps in aiding digestion. It also helps in cell reproduction and the distribution of oxygen to the body. As we've already discussed, so we discussed how important is iron in our balanced diet. So with iron, hemoglobin is increased. So the blood flow to the body increases. Blood is nothing but 90% of water. When you segregate it, take blood. So it is 90% of water. So the more water you drink, the more amount of oxygen reaches your system. All the vital organs receives a lot of hydration and oxygen, H2O, which carries oxygen. So hydration is very important. The summer is knocking us out, so it's better to drink a lot of water now than ever. So coming to the hydration part of water, we just finished that first before moving on to the next question. So nothing gives you hydration like the water, but fruit juices could be a supplement. But next to water, I will say tender coconut is a very good supplement. It is highly rich with a lot of electrolytes, which we require in the summer because we excessively sweat and lose a lot of electrolytes such as sodium and potassium in the sweat. So a tender coconut is packed with all that. So coming to fruit juices, I will say rather consume the fruit as it is, then make a juice out of it and drink. So I am not a pro juice person, so you can say water and tender coconut and a lot of water. And if you want to go for a fruit, just have the fruit as it is. If you want to have a watermelon, just have a slice of watermelon as it is. No need to make a juice out of it, because I feel like a juice, it becomes a very packed dietary fiber then as it is when you consume it as a food. So that is that. And coming to the unhealthy or unhealthy food. So when you think about healthy and unhealthy food, a lot of food is unhealthy in the time and place we are living now. Everything is processed, everything is sweetened with artificial sweeteners, and we have like masala and almost everything. We have masala and popcorn now. Okay, so that's how much everything is like filled with trans fat and it's processed already. And if I say unhealthy and not right, that will lead to you not eating anything. That will lead to you having like just home cooked meal with less oil, less spices, less salt. So instead of eating something like that, try to proportion your meal. Eat small amounts of what you like. Even if it is unhealthy, you can deviate from that once or twice and try to enjoy. Even for a biscuit or a cookie, you can eat it, provided it's in moderation, provided it is in proportion. You're not going to overeat it, but at the same time you're still going to enjoy the food. You know what I mean? So in general, unhealthy foods will be overly cooked. All your barbecues, on your grills, they are unhealthy. Processed meat, canned food, all the trans fats, all the juice you drink out of a canned juices, and all the sugar, all the chocolates, and dark chocolate is good, but any other chocolate is unhealthy. And anything which is deeply fried, like your French fries, your chicken, even your chicken 65, when it is home cooked, is unhealthy because it's deeply fried in oil. So you can still take it in moderation. Go for the healthy part of the food and try to take the unhealthy part in moderation, so you still enjoy food, but at the same time you have it balanced out, like balanced diet, like how we discussed already. So that will be helpful. The importance of healthy lifestyle is when you eat right, which is a vital part of a healthy lifestyle, you gain a lot of energy and you go about your day being happy and feeling energetic and feeling positive. And there are a lot of happy hormones which are secreted after duration of exercises, which all aid in your mental well-being, and you maintain a right amount of weight. So body mass index, that is how we frame it in our medical terms. So a body mass index of anywhere from 18.5 to 24.9 is the ideal weight. So when you have a healthy lifestyle, you can maintain your body mass index in this. So anywhere over 25, you're considered obese, which is a root cause for all the illnesses. So when you have an ideal lifestyle, you can prevent all the chronic, long-term, non-communicable diseases such as any of the heart diseases you might have, or type 2 diabetes mellitus or hypertension. And carrying on a healthy lifestyle gives you a lot of mental peace, it gives you confidence in life, and it promotes your productivity, which in turn promotes your income. and less hospital bills, and it gives you a sense of carrying on your life in obedience and discipline. So you always put yourself first when you carry a healthy lifestyle, and so these are the importance of practicing and following a healthy lifestyle. So we spoke about importance of healthy lifestyle. So how we create a healthy lifestyle is consuming nutritious healthy food, sleeping adequately for 6 to 8 hours every day, consuming a lot of water, keeping ourselves hydrated, physical exercises of minimum at least 30 minutes a day for yourself, not smoking at all, alcohol consumption, even if should be only in moderation and occasional, and stress-free life. And we have to definitely have a happy, non-toxic, friendly environment around us always to have a healthy lifestyle. So strategies of incorporating this in our day-to-day life. So you can do any physical activity you like. So let's not label exercise like a punishment, rather than consider it as a gift. So there are different forms of exercise, like few people like strength training, endurance training, there's cardio, there's yoga, aerobics, Zumba. So do whatever you like, or even dancing for that matter. So as long as you incorporate minimum of 30 to 40 minutes of physical activity in your day-to-day life, at least 6 times or 5 to 6 times a week, that is more than enough considered to be physically active. And then eating right. We have already discussed the importance of balanced diet. So considering that in mind, so consuming a balanced diet and hydration, drink enough water, plenty of water. And the strategies of incorporating all this will be, we should start slow. We can't do everything at once. Take it one step at a time. So if you want to start with doing a physical activity, try being consistent at it. So make it a SMART goal approach. Be specific, make the goal achievable, be it measurable, relevant, and time bound. So when you make a health commitment, it should be SMART goal approach. So let it be weight loss or even weight gain for the matter, or toning your body, resculpting. So make it all depending upon the SMART goal approach. It is easier that way. So when you're in a workplace, so how am I going to incorporate all this in work? So it is very easy to take a bottle and drink water every hour, and make sure you move around in work at least once in 30 minutes, and you're not stationary in your desk. A lot of us do desk jobs, a lot of us are always on our phones these days. So it's better to stretch, make a deep stretch and take a huge inhale. You could literally feel your vertebrae and the spine stretching. So that is an amazing way to relax. It's also stress free. And when we want to say walk and you're like, oh, I don't have time to carry on my day-to-day life, how am I going to create time for walking? Try to incorporate all that in your day-to-day life. Park a car a little further than where it's supposed to be parked. Take the stairs instead of the lift, and instead of a Sunday drive, make a Sunday walk with your family, and dance with your family members in your house, with your children. Walk after every meal inside your house, or in your gated community, or wherever you are. Take small walks as much as possible, and all this adds on to a very healthy lifestyle. And all the quotes we come across on Instagrams which say, oh, you vibe with your tribe and all that, as grammable as it sounds, it is true. The more happy you are, the more healthier you will feel. So try to surround yourself with positive, happy people, and who are non-toxic people who make you happy, feel confident. Surround yourself with people like that. So coming to the stress part of it, workouts do reduce stress, but if you think it's not for you, just take 10 minutes of time for yourself, and take deep breaths, just sit in an ideal place, read a book, listen to a song. All this will also elevate stress. So we've already discussed what a healthy lifestyle is. Try to incorporate all that in your work life. So when you say preventive measures, so when you eat healthy, when you drink a lot of water, all that aside, try to make try to put yourself first, even in a workplace. So when you put yourself first, repetitive concentration on your health comes first. So preventive methods like getting screened regularly by doing mammograms or pap smears for women especially, you can diagnose any illness in a much earlier stage than later. And keep note of all the vaccines which are introduced in present day and time, for like HPV vaccines which you can take, and have a friendly environment in your workplace, and try to take small walks with them among work, walk to the canteen, stuff like that. So when you incorporate all these sort of things, or take a group activity, take a group class or a group physical activity class together, instead of outing for a movie, take something which is more of a physical class, like a dance class or like a workout class or something like that. All this sort of combination will help you have a good work-life balance. So that is pretty much the work.